And good evening all, welcome back to another live stream, live and exclusive to YouTube. I am your host Swishbone, and we are looking down from a new angle. I thought I'd put my camera somewhere else to see a little more of me. And we are here live on Gran Turismo 4 with randomized prize cards over in the chat box in that direction. I already see Joe waving in the chat there. Good evening to you. Welcome back to the stream. We begin tonight though with a rather hilarious fail and a confession. You see, on the last stream, we messed around with cheating, and I wanted to see if it worked on championships. Well, it didn't. These two, they show completed, but they are not possible to get prize cards from. I have no idea what's behind these, and I'm never going to know, because it doesn't work, which is very, very annoying. So we're going to start by doing the Polyphony Digital X Cup. This is basically regular cars on the road. So we got the Honda NSX, and we're going to take one of the many ones I've won in this randomizer challenge and see if this can do the job. So let's get onto the track and see where we go. So how am I doing? Well, aside from feeling really rather embarrassed at that fail with messing around with the codes, I'm feeling pretty okay. Day 3 of 4. Of course, tomorrow evening we are back for All Hallows stream when we will take on the Dead Space remake. I'm looking forward to playing that. But this is Gran Turismo 4. And I tell you what, looking at the cars in this one, I think I'm overpowered. Apart from maybe that Toyota Supra. I'm surprised the cars are at low level. Yeah, I think we're going to obliterate this championship. For an S-Class championship, the opposition does not seem that strong. I'm quite surprised. So we'll get started with a comfortable road car championship. As again, how many NSXs have I got in my garage? Answer, yes. That's how many NSXs I've got in my garage. Still, I love the fact we got the pop-up headlights and the curve from this view. It looks beautiful. Ooh, that felt very ugly on these. I've got hard tyres equipped because I wasn't sure if they're going to burn the medium tyres out, so I didn't know what the length of the race was. I might be over-prepared in terms of using the hard tyres here, but I suppose if I'm not got such better braking than the opposition, that is, I should be able to pick them off with any luck. The NSX should be better than the S2000 and everything else in this class by quite a comfortable way. So in the meantime, what's everyone else been up to? Are you all looking forward to Halloween tomorrow? You got any plans? Have you got anything intended? You got any costumes you're going to be wearing? Anything like that? I don't yet know if I'm going to do a costume for tomorrow night's stream. I've yet to decide. Because, I mean, aside from my Resident Evil cosplayers, I've not really got anything that fits now, think about it. But it is Halloween, so it'd be a perfect opportunity to do a stream in costume. So I'll leave that up to you people, either watching live or watching on the video on demand, live here on YouTube. Unless, of course, you're not watching it live, in which case it's a repeat. Which makes it probably as good as British television, now I think about it. In terms of racing, though, what did everyone make of the Grand Prix de Mexico this weekend? And the controversy that once again has marred Formula 1. Oh, you're going to enjoy the food, Joe. Good call, yes. Got the old toffee apples and everything else planned for it, I'm guessing? Or maybe you're going for the chocolate apples. Yes, you want those, rest assured. In fact, I might need to go and buy some trick-or-treat sweets tomorrow, because I get the feeling before the stream starts, people will be knocking on the door. And I don't normally get them for people, but I might do this year. I might get a few, just so people can help themselves. Sorry, I'm just pausing my stream here, because something seems a bit off with the footage on my channel. It's going to be something yummy, is it? That's good. I noticed that my video was way behind where I was for real, and I thought, hang on, is there a problem with my stream here? There's certainly a problem with my driving. Look at the line I took in that corner there. That was terrible. Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Definitely going to be something yummy. That's what we want around here. We definitely want some of that. So despite this being a road car championship, it looks like this is going to be quite a long... Oh, good lord. I am losing my mind. Oh, that solar flare looks really awkward. I like it though. I like the fact this game had it. Yes, Liam Lawson was not impressed with Sergio Perez, was he? I mean, speaking of Sergio Perez, though, Christian Horner apparently has said that they've supported him as much as they can, and difficult decisions will have to be made. Now, they said he's definitely going to be in the car for Brazil and Interlagos this weekend, but it's already got people wondering if he might be out after Brazil. Now, personally, I can't see that. There's a rumour, though, circulating that next year, Liam Lawson might actually get promoted to the Red Bull seat, and that Franco Colapinto may take his V-Carb seat. Now, personally, I can't see that happening. I don't see Mercedes wanting to let go of him, considering how much of a revelation he's been at Williams. And it also, as well as that, it means that the situation in terms of the Williams driver lineup is also in flux. I think it's much more likely that we're going to see Checo there for one more season, and it will be his retirement tour. He will not be back after this, I reckon. I reckon we've seen the last of him. They definitely don't believe in Yuki from what I've seen. The problem with Yuki is he shows flashes of real brilliance, but he is so accident prone. He's been in so many high profile crashes. Now, let's not forget Lawson had the crash with Checo, and the one thing you don't want to do to impress Helmut Marko is crash with him in the Red Bull. But he's shown a lot more fighting with other drivers and has been a lot cleaner. He's also shown a lot more progression. If you look in when he's been at the back of the field because of engine penalties he's inherited or things like that, he's come through and scored points very, very well. And he's also won across more classes of racing. He's one of the few drivers to have won in the likes of GP2, the likes of Super GT and so forth. So I think he's probably the more rounded driver. Yuki's good, but I get the feeling he's just lacking that ultimate pace at the top level. I also think as well, he's too heavily in the pocket of Honda. And of course, with Red Bull moving to the Ford engines in 2026 and Honda going over to Aston Martin, I think that's why they're cagey about pushing him into the main Red Bull seat. It's a shame because he's a bloody good driver. He's proven that before multiple times. But I just get the feeling that Lawson seems to be more of the golden child for them. And we've seen that with Red Bull before. I mean, look at, if you compare like Verstappen and Vettel, compared to the results of the likes of Jaime Alguersuari and the likes of Sebastian Buemi, they weren't exactly blowing them into the seaweed. And yet those two drivers never got more than a token look in. You can only have to look as well at oh god, what's his name? The other New Zealand driver who drove for Toyota, won the whack with Porsche as well. I can't remember his name. Raced alongside the likes of Sepp Buemi and that. I can't remember what his name was, but he's another one who could have been marked for greatness and just seemed to lack the ultimate pace. And going back to Colapinto, another reason that might mean that he's not likely to end up in the Red Bull infrastructure, and this isn't even his fault actually, but I still think they have severe buyer's remorse after what happened with Nick de Vries, where they took him from Williams after that amazing result at Monza, and he never ever got off the ground for VCarb/AlphaTauri. So I think that might be another reason. Meanwhile, good evening, Avian. Just seen you jump in there. You say you've made it. Welcome to the stream. Yes, we are driving in one of the many NSXs that I've managed to win. And, of course, as the prize cars are randomised, what am I going to get this time, people? What type of car am I likely to get? Am I going to get another JDM car? Am I going to get a lightweight K's car? Am I going to get a prototype? Who knows? Let's find out. Yes, it's day 3 of 4. We're tripling down before the quadruple. And tomorrow night's stream, I've yet to decide if I'm going to do it in costume. It makes sense to because it's Halo stream. Yes, to give you a proper look at the car, that's what the NSX looks like from the outside. I mean, technically we shouldn't call the NSX a JDM car because it was for sale in the UK. Rowan Atkinson was a keen driver of it. He loved it. And James May said the NSX took the supercar to the regular public, which is true. It actually did. Interesting, I never liked NSXs before GT4. They always drove very, very loosely, and they always felt very, very hard to control. There was something about the way they were coded that just didn't quite work. But in GT4, they finally got the handling right for them. Interestingly, in the UK, there was a driver of an NSX who was speeding at more than 100 miles an hour on our motorway over here, or freeway, depending on where you are in the world. And cops were chasing him, blues and twos, sirens wailing, the whole 9 yards. Finally, he pulls over. He actually managed to get off a dangerous driving charge because he proved he was a professional racing driver who'd been trained on circuits like this one, knew all about car control and everything else. And his barrister was like, this isn't like someone overtaking on the brow of a hill, or someone who wasn't driving to wet conditions, or a car that hadn't been maintained. This was a professional driver on an empty highway in full control of the car. And he actually got off the charge. I don't know how he managed to convince it. That barrister earned his paycheck that day, is all I have to say. Yeah, kids, it's not a defense. Don't do that. Unless you're in Germany on the unrestricted Autobahn, of course, in which case, put your foot to the floor and see what happens. Yeah, this S2000 is way behind me, and everything else is way behind it. It seems sometime in these games the balancing of the cars is always out of whack, and I've never understood why. They don't ever seem to have a true gauge on where the cars should be. New fastest lap, go Burr. Excellent. As I did do a test today for the Dead Space remake just to make sure it all captures, and everything is capturing absolutely fine. So I'm looking forward to playing that game. It's going to be fun to share the experience with you all. The one series I've never played, even though I really should have, because I love survival horror games, like, you know, the Resident Evil games, Silent Hill games, but for whatever reason I never got around to Dead Space. And so tomorrow we finally do it. We're 12 years late to the party, but it's going to happen. In fact, no, that's not true. It's more like 16 years late to the party. I think the first Dead Space came out in 2008. Hey, speaking of driving games, by the way, I've heard of a very odd rumour. There's a rumour that apparently there's a plan to release for the Nintendo Switch a remaster of Driver 1 and 2 from the PlayStation 1. I'm confused on where that rumour's come from. I mean, Driver is owned by Ubisoft, so there's no reason why they can't do it, but it just seems like a really random choice. I mean, don't get me wrong, the original Driver's kind of an excellent game, but it's very, very dated compared to modern racing titles, it must be said. Yes, the eyes have it, do they, Joe? Go on, get out of my way in your loser hatchback, sod off. The parking lot challenge, I love that challenge. God damn! Hey man, watch the paint. God damn! Maybe I'll give you a car one of your rides in the grocery store. That's embarrassing. A 6-lap race and they got lapped. That is embarrassing. They were more than 2 minutes slower. I might be able to get away with having medium tyres on the front because they didn't wear too much, but I'm going to keep the hard tyres purely be on the back because it's rear-wheel drive. So I don't want to damage the tyres, but I'll go with mediums. And we have to be on sports for these. We have to be on sports ones. That's how it works. So in terms of like an intro mission, the opening mission for Driver is one of the hardest intros to a game I've ever played. Though nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever top what happened in SMT4. That dungeon, Nanaku, was the most difficult intro I've ever had to a game. That was a game that was saying, welcome to die. That was a game that gave you absolutely no quarter. You're a newbie. Oh no, too bad. That game pulled no punches. But as I say, as you say, the parking lot mission in Driver 1, that was a brutal one too. Get your Alfa Romeo out of my way. Bugger off. Get off my racing line. So this will actually be quite a long championship, this. Because even with the fastest car, even with the faster cars like mine, the lap times are really long. We're going to be doing this championship for a while, people. Get comfortable. Now you see, S2000, you're a plucky underdog. And like every plucky underdog, you're going to lose. Here we go, time to go Dukes of Hazzard, baby. Oh yeah! I'm amazed we didn't have a circuit in San Francisco for those kind of jumps. That'd have been kind of cool. Yeah, this is going to be a really long championship, this. Now I know why it's S-Class license, because even with the caliber of opponents we're up against, it's just not a short one to do at all. It's not short. If every race is this long, it's going to be nearly 2 hours. I do apologise, peeps. I've chosen a long one to get started with tonight. But speaking of long ones, I'm hoping that in one of the weekends between the Brazil race and the Las Vegas Grand Prix in F1, I'm hoping to do a Saturday stream called the 1,000 Mile Drive, where we do all 4 of the 1,000 miles races in one day. Back to back to back. We will call it a Super Endurance stream. That is going to happen. I'd like it to be, as I say, between the F1 races, but we'll find out for sure. Apologies, Peter. I was just checking something on my preview display. It was looking a bit weird. I don't know if it was for you lot. Tell me how it sounds and feels for you all. I've got my Ethernet cable plugged in, so I've got maximum data, but there was just something about the quality that looked a bit weird, and I don't know what it was. And again, that might be my preview screen, so that's why you are my eyes and my ears, people. Yeah, it doesn't like high-speed turning at this car, does it? It seems to oversteer, which tells me it's because not only the sports tyres, but the car's not really designed for it. It goes fast, but you got to make sure that you do it controlled. We better get settled in for the long haul here, people. This is quite a, well, long series, but we're doing alright. It's a shame we don't have any actual overall race times. That'd be quite nice. It'd be able to tell us how we're doing. Okay, well that felt nice. So, it's going to be a bit of a packed schedule in the next couple of weeks, though. So we've got the 4-game rotations. That's not been done in a while, so I'm looking forward to seeing how I'm going to squeeze all that together. And I may also be introducing some new content in the early new year. Basically, I've been messing around with a piece of film editing software offline, and I've started to get my head around it a bit more. Now, it's one that I've not yet got a license for, so unless you want to have a really nasty blue banner covering half of the image, the footage isn't really watchable. However, I am hoping that in the new year I'll be able to get a license for it, so we might see a mix between live content and pre-recorded and edited content to give a bit more variety. So keep an eye out for that in the new year, and we might be able to see some totally different experiences, because it'll be nice to freshen things up around here, so keep an eye out for that. That's part of the plan. It might mean I can also do some games I want to play that I don't think are really streamable, so I'll be able to do a bit more with them. You might find it odd, you think, how can a game not be streamable? But some games just don't work as a stream. When I'm playing them, I think I really want to be at this game a lot more. I want to be dedicating a lot more time in a certain area, and I'm having to like adapt it in certain ways. Case in point, in a way, kind of, almost, is Metaphor Fantasio. It works as a stream, but one of the things I want to do in that game is grind. and grind streams just aren't that interesting. So what I'm hoping I'll be able to start doing is maybe, not with that game, but with some other titles that are coming in the new year, be able to do like that offline, pre-record it and get it going kind of thing. Speaking of the Metaphor Fantasio though, back on Monday, and I'm hoping that I've been able to do some offline grinding, so we should have fun in the dungeon that we got to in the last stream. If you've not seen that, don't worry. The live archives are there to be watched. I've got a lot of stuff to catch up on actually. I still need to catch up on the finale of Zero Escape, Zero Time Dilemma on Queen 3210's channel. Do go check that out if you've got the time, people. Really, really good channel. Loads of good content. And that, I believe, is actually right near the end of its series, so I'll be able to actually see how it all ends. Because the third game has gone a bit weird, and that's even by Zero Escape standards. If you know Zero Escape, you'll know what I mean. Well, the pace is doing okay for now. I'll take that slipstream there. Don't really need it, but I'll take it. Almost there for this race, people. So this feels slow when you think about it. When was the last time you threw a car around the corner? A road car at 70 miles an hour? You know, when you think about it, it's actually not as slow as it appears, is it, people? You realise just how fast you're going. Turned in too early. Did an Esteban Gutierrez there, that's not a good idea. I can't believe I've lapped half the field. That's hilarious. Okay, that was some air. Beautiful. Yep, this is our victory lap, people. Let's enjoy it. Totally needless, but why not? That coffee was just about drinkable, people. Literally teetered on the edge. So onwards we go. Onwards to glory. Infineon stock car. We've got 8 laps of it. That's going to be fun. I mean, I could qualify, but there's not much point. Nice assist from the AI there. We got straight into the slipstream, which enabled me to get past the first one immediately, which is awesome. So we don't go into the hairpin. Instead, we've got the 90-degree corner here. I'm going to avoid the curb because it slows you down massively. Thank you. Yes, the oversteer is real in this car, people. Oh yes, nice drift. Not very fast, but it felt good. Yeah, I think they're aiming for around about 12-minute races at the moment in this tournament. Or at least in this car it's 12-minute races. Oversteer can be fun if you get it right, but the annoyance is when you're midway through a corner and then you just feel it going on you. It's irritating. But it's better to have oversteer than serious understeer. There's nothing worse than trying to get into a corner and feel like you're trying to shift a concrete block to turn the car. Yep, 2 wheels on the track at that point. Definitely perfectly legal. Oh, I hit the tyre wall. That wasn't very smart of me. Oh, someone's knocked the cones down. That wasn't me. That definitely wasn't me. That's better. A lot smoother and a lot faster. Yeah, we should be definitely a bit faster than the last lap, a good few seconds. Yeah, we're always 6 seconds quicker. After this tournament, we're going to win some prize cars by cheating. We're going to look up the cheat so that we can get the 24-hour endurance cars. I'm not going to be able to do them live, and I'm not going to be able to do them pre-recorded either. So we're going to find out what was hiding behind the 24-hour cars to see what junkers we'd have earned by battling for 24 hours around the likes of Le Mans and the Nürburgring. We'll find out just what we can get. See if we get anything good. Yeah, you can see how far away he is because you can literally see him on the other side of the track. I like the fact they simulated that you can actually see cars on the opposite side of the track when you're going round. rather than just like your racing code. You can actually see them. I think that's brilliant. Nearly spun off the track then. Very, very easy. See, in these kinds of races, you get so focused on the zone, sometimes you don't realise you're not talking. So, say, for all you people watching, thank you very much. I don't know how you can find this entertaining. It's brilliant that you're all out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nice. So it's good. When you get the line right, it's a real sense of achievement. It's awesome. Well, and then you get it wrong, but you managed to recover it. Always having a great time. Glad to hear it, matey. Absolutely awesome. And we're just about going to get away with that. Yes, we are. Onto the outside curb. All good. And so it's interesting. This layout of Infineon is a really odd layout. There's parts of it I really like, and there's other parts I find really boring. It's weird. Because I can't imagine like NASCARs taking on sweepers like this. It just feels like they're not really made for it. Yes, Infineon, better known as Sears Point to all the people out in America. You can see how far ahead we've got now of the S2000. It's only just going through the S's. We might be able to see it pop into view on the right-hand side. Yeah, just about. On the right-hand side of the very, very brief flash of white. It was there. I caught it. Yeah, speaking of speed and everything else, by the way, people, I've heard online there's a way on the first disc of Final Fantasy VII on the original PlayStation 1 and its modern ports. Apparently there's a way to get a chocobo before you cross the marshes for the first time, and thanks to that you can glitch the game so you skip from literally before you have to go to Calm all the way to the City of the Ancients at the end of Disc 1. Apparently you can skip it. It involves glitching the game so that Cloud walks on water for that one point. I'm tempted to try it for a laugh, because technically you could beat the first disc, because the final boss of that disc is a way to survive it if you're careful. So I might do it just for a laugh, just to see if it's possible. I might see if I can get it working as an offline video. And no, I'm not returning to the low-level no random encounters challenge by including that skip. We had so much fun with that series, but we're not going back to it. It's done. Oh, I did not want to catch a car here. This is not a good place to catch traffic. Gotta go for it. Could not afford to be compromised there. I had to get through as fast as I could. Yeah, best lap is a 1:22. We're not going to be troubling that on this lap. A 1:24 is not bad though, to be fair. Final lap, I just realised that. That's pretty awesome. When you think about it, the amazing amount of content in these games in terms of an offline career, it literally is hundreds of hours. Oh. Oh, okay, well, we'll go the alternate way because I fucked it up. We'll invent our own race course. There we go. We've gone on our own layout. Not really supposed to do that, but who's going to stop me? It's not made me any faster, so it's not going to be a big deal. And so we push along and we collect ourselves a victory. Yeah, 11.5 minutes, that's not too bad. Good evening, Irish the Jack. Just seen you jump into the chat there. How are you doing, matey? Welcome to the stream. We are currently in the Premium Sports Lounge in my Honda NSX. We have a long championship that we started because, with it being road cars only, we are quite slow. The lap times are longer than I'd like them to be. But it's going okay at the moment. I'm going to do a quick state save, actually, just in case anything goes wrong. That's all I'm doing it for. I'm not doing it because I need to. I just want to make sure it's in play. Oh, Tokyo 246 in reverse for 5 laps. Here we go. This will be fun. No catching up here. In the words of Nico Hulkenberg, see you later. In fact, Joe, I don't know if you've ever seen that video. Someone made a video saying, what if Formula 1 drivers played GT2? And it was a load of clips of like, moves being done in Gran Turismo 2 with the F1 team radios played over it. It's pretty funny, actually. It's good. It's worth a laugh. If you've not seen it, check it out. So I'm pretty sure at one point they had the Vector M12 literally blasting past someone at Red Rock Valley and Nico going, see you later. I'll tell you what, this car's liking this circuit. It's really liking the planted nature of the track. This might be a race we do in around about 10 minutes. If the form book for about 5 to 6 seconds a lap faster after the first lap holds, we could find ourselves doing this very, very quickly. Probably going to need to brake about there because it's downhill and bumpy, this braking zone. I do love this track, Tokyo 246. It's one of my absolute favourites. You might be wondering why I'm stopping the car, and it's because I was trying to see if an Easter egg is there, but it's not. I'm sure I saw a video where there's randomly a cat on the wall on this layout in reverse, but I couldn't see it. It might be one to use photo mode for that. Like photo travel mode or whatever it's called. And of course I want to see the kiddies. Kiddies are bestest. It's strange because out of the corners this car doesn't feel as on the point and having high traction. It just seems to get stuck for some reason. But it's okay because we're still dominating. Good evening, Queen. Seeing you jump into the chat. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Goes okay thus far. We are attacking Tokyo Route 246. We are in a manufacturer stock cars challenge. And it's quite a long series, this, because even though the lap count is not long, the lap time is long because of the types of cars we're having to use. And I'll be interested to see what car we get by rolling roulette in this game. Afterwards, I'm then going to use the cheat to find out what prize cars hide behind the endurance races that are far too long for us to do live. To see what torture we'd have put ourselves through for. Yep, sounds good to you, does it, Queen? Very, very good. And so I'm also, of course, looking forward to tomorrow night's stream where we will be doing Dead Space Remake in ultra-wide, and I'm very much excited to see how that game plays. But it's a series I never played. Yeah, not playing the original first. It's a bit of a shame, but at the same time, it's, you know, just the way it is, I guess. Besides, I can play that a different way. I can watch your Let's Play on your channel, so it's fine. But I say, speaking of your Let's Plays, I need to finish Zero Escape Zero Time Dilemma. I know it's there, I just need to get the time to do it, and I'm hoping that I'll have that time on Friday. With any luck, I'd like it on Friday. If not Friday, definitely on Saturday. Oh, ow. What a stupid place to put a wall. What a stupid place to put a wall. By the side of the road, I mean, come on. What's it going to achieve there? What are you doing? It's not like it's going to stop anyone being run over or stop anyone crashing into a building. Come on. You don't need a wall there. What are you doing? Well, as a matter of driving on a public road here, Queen, this road, actually, at the time this game was released, did exist. Tokyo 246. Half of it's now been pedestrianised, so they can't re-modernise it. But on the main straight is actually the Sony headquarters, would you believe? That's part of the reason why it's in the game. It's Sony's HQ is on that track. On this track that I'm driving now, even, should I say. I lost an absolute tish load of time on this lap. There we go. Yeah, Joe, I think I've actually been to the main pedestrian zone down here where the Sony HQ is, because I went to Japan years ago. Fantastic place. Highly recommend people check it out if you get the chance. And I actually did go and check it out. It's very, very, very nice. Very, like, there's a lot of parkland in the nearby area. You get that weird synthesis of being by skyscrapers and an extra in someone's garden. It's an odd feeling. Quite a lot of places in Japan are like that. You go from really sprawling industrial spaces to really nice lush greenery and you're like, what's going on? Really confusing. Quite a lot of Asian cities like that though. Like if you go to Bangkok in Thailand, for example, there's a load of like really tall buildings and then suddenly there's a massive running track in a place called Benjikiti Park right by a lake. You know, it's one of those places. Final lap, which is all good. Right by the barricade there, going right onto the edge of the wall. All good. And we're off to the line. Are we going to set a new fastest lap to finish? Let's find out. This is looking pretty good. But it's a long jaunt to the line. Oh, we smashed it. Just under 10 minutes. I did say we might finish it in 10 minutes, and we were literally half a second away. That's a good prediction from me, people. So we got one more race, and then we'll be at the halfway point of this championship, would you believe? This is a long championship, that is for sure. Onwards we go to race number 5, which takes place at Fuji Speedway 2005. Ooh. This is going to be ugly. This will take a while. Yep, straight through, no messing around. I have sat in that grandstand to my left. It was awesome. Yes, we're the warm-up lap. We're warm-up race for some series, but I don't know what that series is going to be. I tried to be clever then and adjust my microphone whilst on the straight, and I ran out of time. But fortunately, because Herman Tilke completely butchered this track, there's loads of nice run-off areas to be able to get back on the circuit with. Thank you, Herman. Thank you for ruining the legacy of many legendary circuits up and around the world. I'll never forget the hatchet job you did to Hockenheim. You absolutely murdered that circuit. Had the chance to give us a brand new facility in Yas Marina in the deserts of Abu Dhabi, and you gave us one of the most boring circuits in the world. In fact, there's an idea for a video, people. The life and crimes of Herman Tilke when it comes to motorsport circuits. Get me on my soapbox. We'll be there for the next 19 years. Oh, this is going to be a long race, this. This is going to be a good 12 minutes. Right, if I've got a gearbox that I can change the revs for, I'm going to turn my revs down. My gear ratios, I mean by that. Because I'm getting quite sluggish acceleration. And while my top speed is good, I don't think I'm going to need it. So I'm going to see if at the next circuit, if I have a racing transmission. If I do, I'm going to turn the gear ratio slider down a bit. A couple of clicks. Give us a little more acceleration to play with. I didn't even hit top gear then, I did like a mile-long straight, so unless we're at the Nürburgring, I'm not going to come anywhere near the top speed. Maybe at Le Mans, they're the only circuits where I'll be able to do it. That was probably the neatest apex I've ever done. Which is interesting because I didn't even see a brake marking point. I just literally went for the brakes. So now it's a straight line, pedal to the metal. How far can we go? Not bad at all. We want to brake just before this grandstand. And that'll slow us down with enough revs to hit the apex and gas out. On every other version of this circuit, there's a brake marker board before that corner. For whatever reason, for the most up-to-date version, they removed the brake marker boards. And it's annoying as anything, because you're so used to, like, looking for the board and then stopping at a certain point after it. And here, you've not got that luxury. You're having to try and find your own reference points, which is good in a sense for learning the circuit. But it's also extremely poor because even in F1 today, they use the brake marker boards. They still use them. Unless someone crashes through them on the opening lap at Monza or somewhere like that, of course. Onwards again, lap 3 of 6 down, and a huge gain in time, nearly 2 seconds found. That's impressive, if I do say so myself. And we are well clear of the field here. So far ahead now, it's crazy. I'm just glad that I didn't take on this course in cars of similar caliber to them. I've been racing this track for a bloody ever. I mean, in 4 laps, we've opened up a lead of practically 40 seconds. We're practically 10 seconds a lap faster than the field. That's ridiculous. That is a golfing class, people. We are dominating this championship. Dominating these races. Cheesing them to the max by using a car that's woefully out of its class. To which I apologise for absolutely nothing. The game lets me enter this car, I'm using this car. That was pretty good. We got a good exit from that corner then. Straight lining towards the curb gained us a few miles an hour, I think. But the question is, has it gained us any time? Would appear so. Half a second. Not bad. Water gun. It's an interesting perspective, that, Marister Jack. I can kind of see it and I kind of can't. I always find it funny when you look at race tracks and you see how they look. Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium looks like a glue gun that's turned on its side. Seriously, if you take the map that you see on the Formula 1 website for Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium and rotate it 90 degrees to the right, you will see literally like a glue gun. Lazy tracing of a Tommy gun. A little Chicago sweeper, Queen? It could be, I suppose. There's a bit of an echo of it. Yes, that's what the immature racing fans of us did in the 1990s on custom race tracks. Made them look like certain parts of the human body. I mean, it's funny, you should say that, but actually, in the Grand Tour by Jeremy Clarkson, James May and Richard Hammond, there's actually a race where Jeremy Clarkson takes on a female driver. I can't remember what her name, Abby Eaton her name is, that's her name. And it's like a snow rally track, and she's taking it really seriously, you know, doing all this drifting and really going for it, really racing hard against him. And then she sees the helicopter footage, and the track literally is a penis in the snow. That is genuinely true. That is 100% true. It's on Amazon Prime, and you can find the clips on YouTube. I am not making that up. She even in an interview where she jokes about it. I'm outbrake myself there, I think. Still, thank you, Toka, for your acres of runoffs and extra space to go fast. I will happily take a few extra inches in order to gain some lap time. So these sports tyres really feel slippery to drive on. They just don't quite have the traction that you get from racing tyres, which is a good thing in a way because it means that there is a clear difference between the tyres. But cars feel absolutely horrible when they're not on racing tyres. But when they're not on racing tyres, you're not meant to race them, so maybe the clue's in the name after all, isn't it, people? Still, that was okay. And the traction zone's got us through there, which is fantastic. Oh, slightly off track there. Got away with it. And this is the circuit where Jeremy Clarkson did his neck in while driving the Nissan GTR in 2007. He put too much strain on his body and actually hurt his neck. It's also the track where, when it came to a rescue service, someone turned up in a golf cart and someone turned up in a bin lorry. I mean, I've never seen a racetrack before or since have their recovery service feature a bin lorry. I know cars can sometimes be total losses on a racetrack, but sending the trash truck with the compactor is a little too soon when you think about it. And yeah, Arista Jack, that's a common thing. It's a common thing people do. People look at circuits and go, we didn't really think this through when we came up with this corner design, did we? It looks a bit like this. It's kind of like when a car company once decided to make a tribute version of the Jaguar E-Type, but it was like a supercar version, so it had like 600 horsepower, way better brakes, and everything else. Fantastic. Except they called it the Growler. Now, I wouldn't put that name into Google, people. You won't like what you find. Well, speaking of won't like it, we've got 19 laps of Motorland. Oh, for God's sake. Here we go. Let's do it. We are driving in someone's shoebox for 19 laps. This is going to be silly. I'm going to have to split these like splitting the atom. I've got no choice. Yes, Queen. Cue the Benny Hill track. Absolutely. Who in the right mind thought this was a good idea? You know, we could have gone to the Circuit de la Sarthe. We could have gone to Laguna Seca. We could have gone to the Nürburgring Nordschleife. We could have gone to the high-speed ring. We could have gone to Trial Mountain. But no. We are here, in the parking lot. This is stupid. The big question is, how many cars are going to go through the pit lane? Because the AI always seems to screw up on this circuit and drives through the pits. The big problem is I've not really got anywhere to get away from the field. I made the mistake. I meant to change my gear ratios and I haven't done it. So it's actually making it impossible for me to get away from the S2000. I've actually accidentally triggered a challenge mode. Oh, by the way, can I quickly ask, who liked my little video of the Dodge Viper getting a gold with style on the B license? If anyone's seen it. Complete accident. That was a complete accident, but it was still funny. Glad that someone loved it there, Joe. I was just like, oh, nicely parked. It's only like a minute long, Queen. It's in my videos. It's called Golded with Style or something like that. It's literally about 50 seconds long. It's a dead short video. I was just messing about offline, trying to, you know, just like see how fast I could do some of the license tests. And I did that one just as a bit of a joke. Good lord, this is very sluggish to drive this track. Though we have broken away from the S2000 at least. But it is going to be a long race, this one. And quite a dull one too. What was wrong with doing 2 laps of Le Mans? What was wrong with doing 1 lap of the Nordschleife? What was wrong with doing 5 laps of Laguna Seca, you know what I mean? I won't mind, but I actually don't know this circuit because I very rarely drive on it. Feels more like a go-kart track than an actual racing track. It was, well, nicely parked. Straight in. There's more an attempt to show that you can do that test by cheesing it in second gear. Because most of the guides for it talks about really feathering the throttle and being really gentle. And I just thought, put it in a higher gear so you got no wheel spin. It's much easier. Although, to be fair, when the last time I remember someone trying to start a car in second gear in a race circuit happened, that was when Valtteri Bottas famously spun his car in the pit lane for Mercedes. He caught a penalty as well for driving his car in an unsafe manner. He deliberately started in second gear and spun out of his garage. One of the most stupidest fails I've seen in years. This is a joke. I'm almost lapping someone already. This is insane. I mean, I'm not going to lap the field here because the grip in the tyres is just not there. So I'm constantly wheel spinning out of corners. And so far, to be fair, no one has gone into the pit lane. No one's actually made that mistake. I'm surprised. Normally by now someone's gone through the pit lane once or twice. But I've not seen any evidence that's happened thus far. Now this is going to be the tricky part. How do I get past traffic on this circuit? Answer, by being forceful. Oh, one's gone off the circuit there. I just saw the Alpha in the dust. Oh! I just got a lag spike then. Sorry, please, 1 second. I'm just making a quick state save. I'm doing that because I got a lag spike. And that could be the precursor to a game crash. I hope it's not, but I'm gonna state save just in case. Yeah, not your internet, Queen. Nothing to do with your net. Oh, someone's in the pits. Someone's done it. Someone's gone into the pits. Who is it? Who's made it? Who's gone into the pit walk of shame? It's the S2000. It's the guy who's second in the championship. He's in the pits. He's in the walls, and I'm going to lap him. See you later. Goodbye. You are a lap down. Who is there? You have thrown away a load of championship points because you are an absolute pillock. So we're now at the Toyota Supra in second place. Because he's not been as much of an idiot. And after I said nice things, I said that the computer's not been dumb enough to go into the pits. After I was nice to it and everything. The question is, can I lap any cars twice? Can I do it? Ironically, this might be one of the longest races we do. Because we're barely past half distance and we're already at 8.5 minutes. I need a really fast race after this. I need something like the test course or the high-speed ring. Still, fuel economy's been good so far. I will say that much. The NSX has held its drink pretty well. We just got to keep on drifting through. That's all we can do. Yes, there you are, Toyota Supra. You're the last to be lapped. I'm closing you down. I'm coming after you. I'm coming for you. I'm coming to get you. That'll be all the demons on tomorrow night's stream when I do Dead Space. Or monsters, or zombies, or whatever the fuck is in that game. It's in space, so I'm assuming it's aliens. Tell you what, the Supra might lap somebody here as well. But not until after I've lapped him first. See you later. That's the entire field lapped. Yeah, and the new fastest lap too. That's quite impressive. Set a fastest lap while lapping traffic. Get off my car. How dare you have the temerity to try and unlap yourself? Get off my race circuit, you road hog. I'm not even gonna call you a Sunday driver. They have more awareness than you do. Just 3 more laps to go, people. I do apologise. This race has gone on for absolutely ever. Might be a short circuit, but they're giving us a lot of laps to do. The good thing is we should hopefully get a decent circuit after this. Fingers crossed. Onto my way, Mr. Mazda Miata driver. Final lap. We're almost there, people. Your patience is almost going to be rewarded, I promise you. We're going to finally see the answer to the big question. What track is coming next? Because we're nowhere near the end of this championship. This is a long one, people. Just under 15 minutes. That was a long race. And look at that, the Mazda MX-5 Miata was 2 laps down. The Supra and the Hot 2000 were each a lap down. That was a pasting. The AI were given a pure pasting for that one, it must be said. The NSX is definitely OP for this event. But because there is absolutely no rule against it, it's eligible, I'm able to dominate. We move on. Please be a decent circuit. Please. Thank you. At last. Hooray. Right. Before I go any further, let me quickly check something. I want to know if I've got a... No, I've only got a standard one, so I can't change it. I've only got a stock transmission. So we're stuck with the gear ratios we have, people. But on this circuit, it shouldn't be a problem. This takes too long, give me a second. I'm just going to speed this part up. We have 2 laps of the Circuit de la Sarthe. Should be aiming for anywhere between 4.5 and 5 minute a lap here. Oh! Well, thank you, AI. You gave me an overtake before the race even started. I appreciate that. We've got the pop-up headlights in action, people. We're going very 1990s. Yes, pop-up headlights. You think they're amazing at first, and then you realise something. When you actually have them activated, you're creating drag. That's why they've kind of fallen out of favour. You've not seen pop-up headlights for quite some time. Yes, we have been rewarded with a decent circuit. Catch this. Catch up to this. These are real French roads in the Mulsanne region of France. An amazing event I highly recommend anyone goes to if you've got any kind of interest in motorsport. The Le Mans 24-hour is highly recommended. It's brilliant. Wow, the brakes did not want to work there. No matter. There's no penalty for going through the sand, so let's carry on. That time I got on the brakes properly. It made a big difference. Sorry, I'm just going to take a quick water drink. 1 second. I try to avoid doing that directly into the microphone. You don't want to hear me glugging and gulping into the mic. Wouldn't be my idea of fun anyway. I wouldn't want to listen to it. Yeah, we definitely got quite a big gap here. That's a pretty long distance, and I can't even see him in the rear view. So that's really good. By night, this area here is amazing because the lights just bounce off the trees. It's amazing to see. Get some wonderful shots. But I'm going to have to slow right down here because this car's on sports tyres, so it won't be able to go through the corner like the Le Mans cars will. Yes, when a race at Le Mans might potentially be quicker than a race at the Motorland practice circuit. How daft is that? Exit the Porsche curves. And then we head into Chevrolet before we go to the Ford chicane. I believe you have Chevrolet here. And then we finally have the chicane. You don't have to really treat it as a chicane. You just cut it completely. Not bad. 4 minutes 39. That's quite impressive. For a standard road car, that's pretty fast. I've actually laid down on the apex on the right. I've actually got a photo on my social media where I'm laid down on the apex. I captioned it, I think I cut the corner. So this has got an impressive top speed because we're already past 160 into 170 and we've not got a racing gearbox on. That explains why I struggled to stop. I didn't realise I was going as fast as I was. And they're all the way at Tetra Rouge when I get to the first chicane. That's a long gap. That's a big gap. Got to be a good 20, maybe 30 seconds, that. Oh yeah, we are really far ahead. We're not in any danger of losing this race. I say that, and now I'm going to crash. You heard it here first. Yeah, we're clipping these apexes pretty nicely. We're not having much in the way of issues this start. And we are a long way in front. We're not going to lap anybody. We're not that fast. There's no way we're going to finish 8 miles ahead of anybody else, but we're still in a very good position. Such a good position that we can slide off at Arnage, and it's not going to matter. Did well to recover that then. I went onto the grass and missed the tarmac. But I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. And in under 10 minutes, I'm not going to bother waiting for them. They're not going to finish in time. So let's move on to the next race. And fingers crossed, race 8 will be a good one too. We've got 3 more races left, people, in this championship. This has been a much longer series than I expected. I did not expect it to be this long. I'm actually really surprised. So we'll do a quick state save there, just in case of any errors or any issues. We've actually won the championship, by the way. We've got a 30-point gap. Ooh, El Capitan. We're racing at El Capitan. This will be good. Ah, no worries, Queen. Take your time. I'm still going to be here, probably. Judging by the way this championship's gone. I'm not going anywhere for a while. So this is actually a very, very fun circuit to drive. It's such a shame that it's like not really come back anywhere. Really good fun to drive this circuit. Agreed, yeah, it's a massive shame. It's got a really nice design, it's got a fantastic backdrop, it's got a good mix of really hard, heavy braking zones, it's got the challenging undulations, you have the jumps, and it has the rallycross course. It's got absolutely everything. It's amazing they never brought it back. Considering that we've had, like, a major bone on for some stuff like Deep Forest, for example. Nothing against Deep Forest, by the way. But it's just so annoying that we've got tracks like this that are stuck in the backlog that have not come back. It's like Special Stage Route 11. That's way more interesting than any of the Tokyo Expressway layouts. Way more interesting. And yet it's stuck in Gran Turismo 3 and Gran Turismo 1. Then there's Red Rock Valley that's been stuck since Gran Turismo 2. And it's just daft. Same with Tahiti Road when you think about it. Tahiti Road would be the perfect Sunday Cup race. You know, the early tournaments. And it's never come back. Yeah, I love Route 11. Route 11 is an awesome circuit. Whether you're talking about GT1's version with the dash chicane under the tunnel, or you're looking at the GT3 version where you go up over by the Ferris wheel and you got the King chicane, both are amazing. Bit too wide there, but I'll get away with it. I was half expecting an invisible wall to crop up then, but it didn't, which is welcome in a way. Looking good so far in this race. Lap times are pretty nice. Feel of the car is good. Couple of drifts because we can. Yeah, apologies for the lack of commentary here, peeps, because I'm focused on getting through this race as quick as we can. So far, we're going alright. Luck is good. So we've got two more tracks after this. I'm guessing one of them is going to be Nordschleife. I reckon that's going to be one lap. We've not done Laguna Seca yet, so that might be one that crops up. We've not done Suzuka. That could be another one that crops up. We've also not done Trial Mountain or High Speed Ring, so I'm intrigued by which of the tracks they're going to. Because we've got Motorland be a big major curveball. We might see another curveball crop up. This is going really, really well. Very technical. Technical circuits like this are always a good laugh, and so they're a good challenge. And it's nice to see a circuit where you've got to think a lot more about your line, because you get rewarded for going all-out attack. But there's also some really hard, like, downhill hairpins, and you feel the grip proper falling away from you as the tyre loses contact with the ground. Again, it's why I'm surprised they didn't bring this circuit back, because it's got everything in terms of challenge. It also helps it's got really stunning scenery as well. They could have had this in Oregon and kept Trial Mountain in the UK where everyone thought it was. Trial Mountain should have been Scotland, not in Oregon. Made no sense. And welcome back, Queen. As we continue driving around in circles, but this time we are at El Capitan. With that beautiful mountain range, that looks fantastic. That's easily one of the better graphical effects of the PlayStation 2 when you're using the upscale view. It's obviously clear it's a static image, but it just looks really good in the way they shape the mountains. I think it's really nice. Wow, invisible wall. Thank you very much. Didn't need it, but I'll take it. We are miles in front of the field here. Absolutely miles in front. We might be as much as 45 seconds to the good here. Yes, we are. We're 45 seconds in front. That's crazy. Gives me time to make mistakes like that with no concerns. So we'll have been racing this series for something like 2 hours. What shitbox am I going to get as my reward, people? What type of car do you think I'm going to get? Be manufacturer specific if you like, or just describe what kind of car you think it's going to be. Because it is pure roulette. We could get an absolute beast. We could get something that's totally useless. And thus far we've also seen that it's not based on form either. In the International B licence for all gold, we got a DTM car. For the International A licence all gold, we got a fucking Nissan Micra. Okay, it's the decent car, Queen, you think? Okay. We're going ballpark. So my luck seems chaotic. Sometimes I get something really, really good, and I'll get a streak, and then I will get absolute shit boxes. Or JDM cars, which aren't shit boxes, by the way. They're just a totally different class of car. Or JDM cars. And of course, JDM stands for Japanese Domestic Market, for those of you who don't know what that means. Or the same car twice in a row. Yeah, exactly. Great example. When we got the R33 Skyline twice. Not got a problem with the R33 Skyline, but getting it twice in a row was a bit of a kick in the dick, to be honest. Come here, Peugeot. I'm lapping you. You're getting lapped. Totally needless, achieves nothing, but I wanted to dominate him. I wanted to take complete charge. The Miata driver's going to escape the magnanimity. Oh well, never mind. Again, a bit needless, but if you can show off, show off. Hey! Peugeot driver ramming me up the backside. You were lapped and I was stylish. Knock it off. And I know it was the Peugeot driver, it was the only car behind me. Well, he's more to be fair, I'm more a sore winner with the force of that impact to the back of my spine, but I know what you mean, Queen. Ah, Suzuka. Well, I did say we hadn't raced it, so this is Honda's home circuit. I brought the NSX home. This will be a long race, this, because this is a long lap when you're in anything but a Formula car. Laps here will be a good 2:15 to 2:30, I reckon. This will not be a short race at all. As we are threading the needle. One of the most technical circuits in motorsport, this Suzuka. It's a real driver's circuit. Tests how good you are at following a line, because it's incredibly narrow, incredibly acute, with a lot of changes of direction. And it's also one of the few circuits in the world that's called a figure of 8, where basically the track crosses over itself. There are very few circuits in the world that do it. Yeah, these tyres don't like high-speed cornering. They run out of grip very quickly. You get right on the edge and then you start sliding. They're not designed for planting the power at high speed. So if your driver is used to what's known as leaning on the tyre, by putting a lot of force into the corner, you'll find these tyres very difficult to drive. It's like this corner's normally flat in a racing car. In a road car, you've not got a hope. Don't even think about it. A little bit deep there, almost the Ayrton Senna line, but we got away with it. Yeah, I'm right. This is going to be a long race, this. Lap times will be anywhere between 2:10 and 2:20 on a good lap. Being the opening lap, we had a standing start, so we'll naturally be slower, but we should be about 5 to 10 seconds quicker now, I believe. Yeah, if you change direction quickly on these tyres in this car, you just start spinning and sliding. So it's not designed for slalom driving. It's not really something you're designed for. Oh, one tyre on the grass then. I thought it was sliding away from me. It's, I wouldn't say it's a slalom track, but it has a lot of changes of direction, and the actual circuit itself goes from clockwise to counterclockwise. So it's kind of awkward in that respect, because you're constantly on the edge of the line. It's not the S's at the start in particular is probably the closer we get to slalom, because there's quite a lot of chicanes quite quickly. Very similar to what would later become Sector 1 at the Circuit of the Americas in Texas. I'm not gaining much speed here. Yeah, just under 5 seconds. So this will be a long one. And I'm guessing the next race there's going to be the Nürburgring. I'll be surprised if it's not. We're in 3 laps with 30 seconds clear. We are so much quicker than the computer. We are in a whole different league. All we got to do is hold it together. Yeah, pretty good. I had to go quite heavy on the brakes then, because with the high-speed turn, the car, like, even though it's gone mid-engine, which gives it better centre of gravity, it started to lean on one side of the car and start to slide. Because again, it's not got racing tyres, it's not got racing suspension, so the car is very out of its depth when it's going at really high speeds. And it doesn't help when you're driving off the circuit. You're not going to find much grip there. That was a corner cut. That would be a penalty and a black mark against me if this was real motorsport. And yet I ended up going faster as a result of that, nearly into the 219s. Strange. Wow, now we're 46 seconds in front. This is silly. That was a corner cut. Normally, if you cut the corners at Degner, it goes very badly wrong. You normally straight off into the barrier. For whatever reason, I got away with it. Oh, there go the cones. That was me this time. Normally when people from Britain start grabbing traffic cones, it's because they've been on the night out and got drunk. Slight more speed there. We did alright to carry that through the corner. Leaned a little too on the gas too early then. That almost spun me out. But very nice. 219s. Really found some time now. And that time I got too cocky, got on the brakes too late. Did well to not go further off track then, because I lost the grip in the car very, very early. Kind of half came off the gas and let it drift naturally as a way to, like, arrest the slide. It's like, this car's got a very minor limit to it, and if you find yourself dipping a toe over the line, it will come back and bite you. It's one of those cars. It'll give it you. It'll give you control. Give you control, and then suddenly, right, that's it. You've had enough, and rip it back away from you. It's one of those cars. But we are a minute in front. That's ridiculous. That's very, very fast. Very smooth on the outside, really tested those rumble strips. We've got one more race after this, people, and then this championship will be over. And we'll be able to see what car we've looked out on in terms of the roulette. Will it be a good one? Will it be a bad one? Will it be mediocre? Will it be a joke car? I guess we'll find out. Nice. Just under 12 minutes. I'm surprised. I thought it'd have been longer than that. That's pretty awesome. See, even the AI's drifting this car. It just shows how it's a handful in terms of driving. We have one more circuit to go, people. We are in the Polyphony Digital Cup. So here we are, our final circuit. We are going to race at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, and ooh, we have 2 laps. Wow, this is going to be an endurance race to finish, people. This is going to be an endurance. It's 2 laps of the Nordschleife. This is going to be at least 16 minutes, maybe even longer. I was expecting to race here, but I wasn't expecting to do 2 laps. It's fine, the Nürburgring Nordschleife is a great track. The ultimate challenge in this game. Still one of the most demanding circuits in the world. And I say the world because it's German. And that's what happens when you try and overtake offline, people, in this game. Try and overtake offline on this circuit. This circuit shows zero mercy. There's a reason this track is known as the Green Hell. 128 corners. 13 miles. A super circuit. Exactly, we can mess it up and still be fine, but I'm going for first, as Murray Walker once famously said about Jason Plato when he was driving in touring cars. If you know, you know. Your 2000 is thrashed by my NSX. My NSX is way better than your car. So the question is just how good are they versus me? We're not lapping anyone here, by the way. That's not going to happen. There's absolutely zero chance of that. No worries, Avian. You go and take it nice and easy. Catch you as soon as we can. You say finishing up at work and dinner time, both very, very important. So tomorrow night's stream, I'm hoping, might last a bit longer than usual because I'm actually on a day off on Friday. I have a day off, so I'm hoping the All Hallows stream will go quite long. We shall see. Yep, no worries. Looking forward to seeing you checking it out, Avian. And absolutely, Queen, that's my big plan. Yeah, you might have a chance to catch it depending on how long ago. You're quite right. Yeah, that's fair, Queen. Don't worry about it. So we're doing pretty well here, actually. The car is actually alive on this circuit. It's actually feeling very, very good here at the Nürburgring. So far, touching a lot of wood, I'm not experiencing the same level of difficulty with controlling the car. It feels like the more bumpy, undulating nature of the track is suiting this machine. They often say that about cars. There are tracks where they suit your car more than others. Just ask Red Bull in this season's Formula 1. So we have that same thing possibly in play here. But as this is a long circuit, I'm taking a drink. You need to get on the brakes here because this is one pair of corners that are very deceptive. They're a lot tighter and less forgiving than they look. And now it's time for the carousel! One of the most bonkers corners in the world, that. It's ridiculous how steep it is. You actually see real-life footage of cars taking that turn. They go at such a steep angle. That is banking and a half. Yeah, this is a very technical circuit, this one, so you have to concentrate a lot more. You know, committing a circuit like this to memory is not easy because of its length and it's just its nature as well. It's like here, for example, most people don't realise that hidden jump, which if you get wrong, you'll end up going into the sand immediately afterwards. The mini cell, as I call it, where the road's been basically repaired in the same way as the carousel. Now the question is, just how far ahead of the field are we? How far ahead of second place are we now? Because it looks like we are miles in front. Which is probably quite accurate because the circuit's so long, we probably are literally miles in front. Well, looks like we're topping out around 170. Now, can we get through this corner without braking, without losing control of the car? Came close. I just felt the car dip away from me at the last second. But by being quite clever with the brakes and the throttle, I turned that around. There needs to be a minor lift, possibly even a brake into that corner. Normally I don't do that. Yeah, we're going to be around about 16 minutes to complete this race. Because there's the first lap, just under 8 minutes. Which is pretty impressive for a Honda NSX, actually. That's pretty impressive. Like the Porsche 911 was doing like 730s, and the NSX is not as fast as the Porsche 911. So they're 42 seconds behind after the first lap. We're looking very strong here. So I do love like the fact that on this game you have to learn the circuit. There's no green lines, there's no like cues other than the ones at the side of the circuit. You have to learn how you can handle your car. It's a skill that's been kind of lost in the modern racing era, and you have to learn how to correct it when you get it wrong, like there. You have to learn where you can let the car roll so that you don't get yourself too heavily penalised. You can almost imagine a co-driver going like 4 left, tightened, don't cut, and all those kind of instructions that you get from rally cars. Yeah, cars seem to step out on the braking then. Bit strange. Yes, we are flying along. We're almost there, peeps. You say your patience knows no bounds. I've been doing this championship for literally 2 hours plus. It's a staggeringly long championship. I didn't realise it was that long. And I'm not even using a slow car. That's the thing. I'm not using a slow car for this championship at all. Compared to my peers, what the computer's using is horrifically slow by comparison. You think the prize car's going to be a Toyota? Interesting. Okay, we've got a manufacturer choice, Joe. So is it going to be another JDM Supra just to really annoy me? Let's find out. But first, I have to finish this race. And I can't do that if I'm driving in the grass. But yeah, we are way clear of the field now. We don't have anything to fear in that respect. It's just about getting home. Not bad, we're doing okay. We're making smoke. Oops. Too much of the curb sent me to the inside, damn, but I countered it. Got lucky. Beautiful. Really drifted that through there and that felt good. Into the final couple of sectors now, we're not far off. Yeah, on this circuit, this car felt very good to drive. Maybe if we have to do the 4-hour endurance of the Nürburgring, this might be the car I use. Because it feels nice, and if you can use anything like racing tyres and things like that, the old hard, super hard combo with the right gear ratios, this could be a beast. Be a decent car for it. Or maybe I'll use my gold NSX just for variety's purposes. The one that I got from the license test. Because that endurance race I will do live. I'll do the 4-hour endurance, but I'm not doing any of the stupid long ones like the 9 hours or the 24 hours. That's not happening. So we've already done the Tokyo 246 one. And that was a good race. Driving that amazing Castrol Supra with its awesome engine. And to finish the race, I only gained 8 seconds on an 8-minute lap. That's amazing. I'm astonished by that. A mere 8-second gain. But it's a clean sweep, people. So now for the important question. Well, first of all, let's get our prize money. Indeed, we have the trophy. Yay! And there's our key ring. Ass! So let's back out and see what the prize car's gonna be. Let's spin the wheel, people. Here we go. We have won. Oh. A very nice looking car, but wow. The Honda 1300 Coupe 9 from 1970. Oh boy. It's a beautiful machine, but wow. And of course, as you say, yes, it's a Honda. Because how many Hondas do I need? Yes. The answer to that one. How many Hondas do I need? Yes. Well, by doing that, we've gained a few more percents. We're now 39% complete. So, what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to very, very quickly get myself the code that I need to be able to get the event course. Because what we're going to do, as it's simply way too long a time, way too long, we're going to cheese some of the endurance races. Purely because we're going to need to have a car to enter them, because we do have to briefly enter the races, I believe. Now, in order to make sure nothing goes wrong, I'm going to do a quick state save. This is just in case this goes wrong. So we'll start with the... Let's see what the Nürburgring 24-hour endurance race is going to be. So obviously, we're not doing this live. We're not going to be driving this. So, with that in mind, what we're going to do is we're going to very quickly enter this part. And this is where we enter the code. So, what we need to do is enter the following, which is select L1 up, up, select R1 down, down, select L2, select R2, and then select. Excellent. So we just heard that. Now if we hit entry, assuming this has worked, so you can see these are all the cars we should be going up against. That's a good list of cars there. A couple of JGTC cars, a few touring cars. But what we're going to do is we're going to exit. Here we go. It's worked. And we've won. Oh! To be fair, that would have been worth doing a 24-hour race for. The BMW V12 LMR from '99 that won at Le Mans. That is definitely a car. Now the question is, that's now saved, so we have definitely got this. Wow. A 24-hour endurance race counted for 0.2%. 0.2. A 24-hour race. That is stingy. That is the stingiest thing I've ever seen. That is so stingy. Right, well, now that I know that, and I know that I'm not costing myself much in the way of difference, let's go and do the two Sav ones first. And then after that, well, the ones down here we will do live. We will do those on the web. But let's see what we get for the Circuit de la Sarthe endurance race, which we're not going to complete. we're going to cheat. So I believe it's select L1 up, up, select R1 down, down, select L2, select R2, select. Yep, there we go. We just heard the little wheel. That's the proof that it's worked. So these are the cars that we should have defeated. Because we're on the cheating mode. We're going straight to the top. You can see there's a good class here. The Paynos Esperante is a bit meh, but the GT1, the R1892 and the R89 are very good cars. As is the Bentley Speed 8, but we are going to leave. We're not interested. Ooh. And the game didn't like that very much. It got a very funky glitch out. We have won. Come on, what have we won? What? A Vauxhall Corsa? A 24-hour endurance race at Le Savre, and here's your ride, a two-door family hatchback. What a shed. Good lord. I'm glad I didn't do that race live. What the biz is that? And in terms of percentage, 0.1! 0.1%! A 24-hour endurance race was 0.1% completion. That is so skeevy. Actually, before we do this, I'm going to quickly back out. Do another state save there. Let's see what the 24-hour 2 race would get us. We've already been insulted by the first one. Let's have a look at the second. Here we go. Select L1 up, up. Select R1 down, down. Select L2. Select R2. Select. Yep, there we go. We just heard the chime. Right, let's try this. So again, this lineup would have been hard. The R92, the Mazda 787, the Jagex JR9, the Sauber C9. Very, very good lineup for the staff, that. But again, we're noping out. We're not interested. We're noping out of it. Here we go. It's a... Oh my god. Oh. That's a come down and a half, people. The winner of the 1999 Le Mans 24 Hour to 2 family Karen vehicles. Ugh. What a joke. What an absolute joke. It's just not very funny. Right, let's get it saved. Right, okay. And again, I'm guessing that's going to be 0.1%. Well, that's put us to 39.5%, people. We've actually gained more time. So, there were a couple of other races here that were all far too long. So, I'm going to do these ones as well. Now, the Motegi 8 Hour, I think these are the ones where you need family cars. Let's have a look at these, the Fuji 1000. Because that'd be about, I think that's about 228 laps. It's a very, very long one, that'd be a bit too long. So, we're going to cheat. Select L1 up, up, select R1 down, down, select L2, select R2, select. So this race, 228 laps of Fuji would have probably taken about 400 minutes, I think. So it's a very, very, very long race, that. Incredibly long. Far too long for me. So let's back out. Here we go. Give us something decent. It's a decent car, but it's another Nissan JDM. It's the Nismo 400R. What was all gold in the International A license on Gran Turismo 1. Not a bad car, but I'm not sure I'd want to grind through the Fuji 1000 to get it. So this part is where I'm being a bit unfair, really, when you think about it, people. Because I'm basically just cheating to get through the game. But the fact of the matter is, I've already done a lot of these races live before. So we'll go for the... Well, I think this one's going to need... Oh, no restrictions for Suzuka. Okay. Right, let's do the same trick again. 172 laps of Suzuka. Again, it's too long. So here we go. Select L1 up, up. Select R1 down, down. Select L2. Select R2. Select. Yes, you can cheat, people. There's no shame in it. So we've had one great prize, one decent prize, and 2 sheds. What would this race have given us? Let's back out and find out. Here we go. Roll the dice, people. It's another fucking NSX. Game, I have about 7 of them. Stop giving me NSXs. I have enough of them. They are nice cars. But there are about another 700 in the game. How many more sodding Hondas and Nissans am I going to get? This run has become the Honda Nissan fan club, people. This is getting silly. What's our total percent completion now, by the way? 39.8. Right. Motegi 8-hour endurance. Oh, any cars permitted. Fine. Okay, I don't have to change car. Here we go. Right. So, which Honda or Nissan are we going to get this time then, people? Which Honda or Nissan are we going to receive? Some decent cars, but nothing too special here. They're all road cars. My NSX would have been a good one for it. Okay. We're backing out. And the random roulette wheel spins towards. Okay. I said which Nissan or Honda am I going to get. I'm very happy with that. The legendary Nissan R89. That's a very, very good car. That was the car that carried my original playthrough. That is worth it. That's a prize, just like the BMW LMR. They're both great cars to win. I'm very happy with that. That's redemption. This is part of the fun now. I'm half tempted to just like go through and just cheat a load of cars just to see what we get. Because, to be honest, this is kind of fun. But there are some I do want to do live, so I want to go through the longer ones. Where was that other one that was quite long? Ah, I think this needs to be a road car. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, fine. I definitely don't want to race Tsukuba for 9 hours. That's not happening at all. Okay, here we go. It might be a beginner's version of an endurance, but I'm going to be an even bigger beginner and skip it. I'm skipping it entirely. We're going to back out right now. Yes, I do want to quit this race. So which Nissan, Honda, or Mitsubishi are we going to get? We're going to get... I called it. I adore the Nissan Skyline. It's my favourite car of all time. But I've already had about 3 of them. I've got the R32, the R33, the R34, the Nismo 400R. I did say it's becoming the Nissan, it's becoming the Nissan Honda fan club, and it seems I'm not wrong. What's the Infineon World Sports? We'll find out what this one is as well. Yeah, 2 hours 45 minutes. It's not a bad... That one wouldn't be bad for a stream, possibly, but we're going to skip it. Here we go. So, Nissan, Honda, Suzuki, or Toyota. They're the 4 manufacturers I'm expecting this to be, people. Looking at that as well, that's actually a very good lineup of cars. Apart from the Paynos Esperante, that's a very, very good lineup. So this might be a race I do live anyway, just for the sake of it, or race it offline and do it as an edit. But for now, here we go. Let's find out what the reward's going to be. By cheating. I told you it was going to be a Nissan, a Honda, a Toyota, or a Suzuki, didn't I? I wasn't wrong. We've got a Stagia 4 estate vehicle or something. Evidently, my name is very not only Japanese weighted, but Honda and Nissan weighted. Like, aside from, what is it? We've got the BMW, Alamar, the Suzuki Wagon, and that's it. All the others have been Hondas and Nissans, haven't they? It's been Honda Nissan. Okay, so with that in mind, what we're going to do to finish off for tonight, because we are quite late into it, is I might see... Yeah, there's only the 70s Classics and there's the Compact Cup. Yeah, the production cars only, I get that. But it's quite short. I might do this as a quick one, because there's a few cars that will be suitable. We're 40.4% complete. So, let's look for a car from the 70s. We've got the Honda Coupe with 108 horsepower. Oh, look, that's it by the looks of it. Do I want to finish off with such a slow stream? No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something else. We are going to the American Championship. Let's do the Stars and Stripes. Production cars, 3 laps of Laguna Seca. Let's do it. Let's see what we get by going back to America. Will we get anything? Well, we start with a 1-point race, so that suggests we're going to be quite OP. Interestingly, the modern version of the Shelby is right in front of us. The Shelby G1 or whatever it was called. And we've got a Vet, we've got a Viper, we've got a Camaro. I think we've also got a Monaro in there as well, or what was the Pontiac GTO in the USA. I do love the bonnet design of this. Whoa! That's drifting. I did the toe on the gravel and the car did not like it. Oh! Well, thanks for the bump draft, mate. Thanks for the bump draft. Yeah, this car's quite shaky on the brakes. It's not... It kind of dips and wiggles a bit. But I need to get used to driving this because this is the car I will be using for the 1,000 miles. Yes, we're not using the Jag this time. Don't get me wrong, the Jag was kind of cool, but I like this car. Especially it's got a stupid amount of power in it. But it's also got a 60s suspension, so it's a bit like putting a Saturn V rocket in the back of a pram. It'll go fast, but good luck controlling it. Still, that would redefine saying this car's my baby, I suppose. Yeah, you see, it gets very, very squirrely under braking, this car. It's a handful, but it's fun. That's the best thing. It's fun to drive. It's one of those cars you're like, I hate it, I hate it. I absolutely adore it. It's amazing. I hate it, I hate it. Oh, it's so incredible. I hate it, I hate it. It has that very big relationship. When you get it right, it's the best car in the world, but when it goes wrong, you're cursing how it can't steer into corners or brake properly. It's one of those. Oh, God. It's like it locks the tyres. It's one of those... It's a weird car in many ways. If I had true analog triggers, this would be a lot better, but this game doesn't support analog triggers. For some strange reason, the analog input was on the second analog stick, and driving using the analog stick is awful. If anyone's tried to do it, you'll know what I'm on about. It is so badly configured. Whereas games on the Dreamcast were using analog control for the throttle in 1999. Right, so place your bets in the audience, people. Nissan, Toyota, Honda or Suzuki. Which manufacturer is going to be the prize car for this tournament? Or is it going to be none of the above? Take your chances, people. A for Nissan, B for Honda, C for Toyota, D for Suzuki, and E for somebody else. You think it's going to be a Honda, do you? Can't say I'm surprised by that, to be fair, Joe. There's been plenty of them in this stream. Yeah, well, how many times have I called Nissan? I called them 3 times in a row. So my randomiser name has been very, very weighted towards Japanese cars. I've had a few gems though, like this AC Cobra, so, and also the Le Mans cars, so I can't complain, but it's just really irritating when you get in the same role almost every time. Still, the Shelby Cobra has dominated the first race of the Stars and Stripes, so let's crack on. Sports hard, sports hard. That'll explain why I've got low grip. I've got sports hards on. You know, a car that's notorious for spinning its wheels and I'm driving round on hard tyres. It's not exactly a good match now, let's be honest. You're going to struggle a bit with that. Still, now we're going to Seattle. This car on the jumps is going to be an absolute nightmare, I think. I'm going to have to be bloody careful driving this. Yeah, the one make events could be a real problem, depending on the cars. Because, for example, we've got like that Subaru 360, for instance. I've not seen that yet, so that's going to be that could be quite challenging to find. I think it's going to, with the amount of Hondas and Nissans we've received as well, that's less races to get the other manufacturers from. So I think it's going to be quite tricky, to be honest. I don't think we're going to be able to get to 100% without cheating. I mean, technically we already have cheated by using the endurance races, so... But you know what I mean. Go at the inside of this Mustang and clip the inside of this Camaro and head towards the Viper. Oh, we tried forcing me to the wall, but I was able to find the route through, so that's good. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how far we can get. We might be able to get to some decent length and completion. We'll find out. I mean, we're not far off 50%, but we're still not going to see that tonight. Not unless we seriously cheat. Which we could do, as a way to finish the stream off. The events we don't want to do live. That's the Shelby Series 1. It's not as good as the Cobra. Yeah, you can definitely hear that tyre torture. They're really struggling. Oh, wow, that's interesting, Queen. Your comments weren't getting through. I wanted to say that's kind of annoying for you. Really irritating. And say, well, we love the old technical gremlins here on YouTube, don't we? But you think it's going to be a Nissan or a Suzuki? Come on, make a choice. A or C. Nissan or Suzuki, pick one. Don't be spreading your bets. Pick one. A or C. To be fair, getting the Escudo would be kind of cool, actually, to be honest. Getting the Escudo would be interesting. Although it's nowhere near as OP in this game as it was in the others, from what I remember. In GT2 and GT3, it was absolutely broken, but in GT4, they really nerfed it. Apparently, in GT7, it's actually come back and is a decent car. And you can actually get its engine for an engine swap, and it goes absolutely silly. But I wouldn't know, because I haven't played GT7 in nearly 2 years, and I have no intention of going back to it. Ah, you like splitters from sitting on the fence. Well, okay, I'll let you off. So watch what happens now when it's neither of those, and Joey's right, and it's a Honda. So we've got this race and one more after this. You're laughing, good fun. That's fine, that's good, I like that. That's not bad at all. Say, this car, it's fun to drive, but it is an absolute animal. There's no other word for it. Brake at the crossing there, that's my unofficial brake marker point, and it works most of the time. But yeah, the other Shelby's doing a good job in second place, but it's not keeping up with me. My car from the 60s is better than his. I say, if you ever want to make anyone do an almost impossible challenge, play every Gran Turismo game. You might think, oh well, that's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and Sport. Haha, wrong. There are so many others that people forget about. There are way more Gran Turismo games than people realise. The likes of this, the 2006 online beta. The likes of the Tokyo Geneva Motor Show from 2002. the likes of, the ones that are unique to Korea and many others. It's amazing they bothered to actually make any games. They made that many. It's insane. Interesting, still not working on the computer. I don't comprehend that one. I really don't. But yeah, just over 5 minutes. Not bad for a race time, that. We did alright with that. The Shelby Series 1 Supercharged was not as good as the Cobra from the 1960s. Yeah, 685 horsepower this car has. Absolutely broken. And then we have one more round in this particular tournament. We're doing okay, people. It's at Infineon. I'm assuming this will be on the stock car layout. If it's at Infineon, it won't be the full layout, surely. Apologies, just had to make a brief comfort adjustment. I do apologise. Let's speed this along at ultra speed for a second. Because we can. Yep, get ready to drive. I don't want that on my screen anymore. And off we go. Yep, it's the stock car course. Awesome. See ya, goodbye. Yeah, I still remember how you had GT1 where it was all GT cars, there was no Le Mans cars in it. And then suddenly in GT2 you're there, we're driving the likes of the tyres of GT1. And it was like, oh wow, we've actually got proper cars now. How awesome is that? Yeah, the evolution of this series is something to be marvelled at in many ways. Yeah, big old tires. That's a very American brand, isn't it? Yeah, we got big old tires here. You find yourself stuck in a rut, kind of big old tires. It'll drag you out of any problem. When your truck's trying to clear the mound, big old tires have got you covered. And all that kind of stuff. Maybe I've got a new career as an advertiser in America. I don't know. You tell me. All the Americans now are like loading the shotguns and everything else to get ready to come after me. And they would be correct to do so. There's a bit of a duel going on back there. Shame that I can't watch it because I'm too busy winning. all looking pretty good so far. Just 2 more laps, including this one, and then we're there. Very out of shape going into that corner then. Getting very, very frisky on braking. Final time, here we go. And we can find out what prize we get from this tournament. Having cheated for quite a lot of the stream, clearing endurance races without actually doing them, it's nice to actually earn the chance to spin the wheel. We've already had 2 good results, we've had a few decent results, and a lot of very repetitive results. How are we going to finish? Will it be stupid? Will it be good? Will it be a load of bollocks? Let's find out. Into the final corner for the last time. We are winning by absolutely miles. We're going to finish this well in front. And we smashed our fastest lap on the last lap too. So we've ended on a high in terms of that. The question is, what is our reward? Let's get out of the replay. We don't want to watch that. We've already seen it live. And we're going to earn an amazing 10,000 credits, which we aren't going to turn our nose up at. That's absolutely fine. Right, let's back out. So here we go. Which wheel are we getting? We're spinning and it's landed on a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. Intriguingly, I said Mitsubishi earlier in the stream. I didn't include them in the options. Basically what's known as the Mitsubishi GTO outside of Japan, the 3000 GT. Not a bad car. Not a bad car at all. I quite enjoyed that car. I'd say we do have a couple of other ones to do here. We'll pick them up on the next stream, I think. Because we are pretty much out of time. But out of curiosity, as we've got a road car, let's see what we would get for... Go on, let's see what the Nürburgring for 4-hour endurance would get us. This is our final roll of the wheel, people. Before I cancel, I'm going to give you the options again. A for Nissan, B for Honda, C for Suzuki, D for Toyota, E for Mitsubishi, or F for any other. So we've already got a vote in there for Toyota. Nice. We have a Toyota in that. Give you a few more seconds. A through F. Which is it gonna be? We're counting from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No more bets, people. No more bets. The drums are rolling, and we have... It was F. It's a Mazda. A Protégé. from the year 2002. That's a bit of a disappointing damp squib, that one. That's a damp squib. I'm not happy with that one. Oh, you have to use a Mazda Miata for that one. Oh, right, okay. Go on, I'm going to cheese a couple more of these. Let's see what the New York one would give us. Let's see what New York would give. Oh, interesting. That one did work. Interesting. The code's not worked. I wonder why. The game's telling me no. I'm not letting you do that. I think I know why, actually. I think I just realised why. And if I have, I'm a clot. Yep. Right, let's try it now. There we go. Let's see, for the final time, we're just going to roll this. You don't need, if you want to take part, you can do. A to F, get your comments in there in the next, let's call it 20 seconds. So you got 20 seconds from now, make that 15. And we have a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. So we're going to find out. Here we go. We're going to cheat. Because we can. Because this is my stream. And it's my run. And the random wheel is going to give us another car. Here we go. What have we got for New York? It's another JDM car. And of course, it's another Nissan. So, well, I guess we are out of time, people, because I am in the office tomorrow, and as much as I would like to carry on the cheese approach with you all, this is where we're going to wrap it up for tonight. But we are not done. Tomorrow, it is All Hallows stream from 8 PM, where I will be, for the first time ever, playing Dead Space Remake, entering the Dead Space universe for the first ever time. It's 4 of 4 for tomorrow evening, and I will take a well-deserved break afterwards. So until then, thank you all very, very much for watching. And seriously, knock it off with the NSXs.